Today's show is all about casting.
I will give adjustments that have maybe nothing to do with the character in the script because I want to see range. I want to see if they can take direction.
Peter D. Marshall is a filmmaker and a directing coach with 40 years experience in the motion picture and television industry. His directorial credits include episodes of 21 Jump Street, The Black Stalion, and John Woo's To Catch a Thief. Peter has written a book for filmmakers called Making the Magic Happen. Welcome to the show, Peter.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Tell us about the casting process through the director's point of view, and most people know it through the actor's point of view. Let's hear it through the director's point of view.
Well, there's an expression I think anyone's heard that casting is 70, 80, 90% of your movie, and it's definitely up there because without good cast, it doesn't matter how good your script is or you have an Academy Award-winning cinematographer, it's not going to matter. So cast is incredibly important. As a matter of fact, the three things for making a film to me are story. It's always story first, then it's about performance, and then it's about all the technical and cinematics. So story is always first, and now performance is always second. Casting is something that is very difficult to do because we all have different opinions on people. And I've seen casting sessions, everything from Los Angeles to Vancouver and Toronto into, I'm in Shanghai is where I am right now. And casting is a very difficult process. And I always think about it as the iceberg. So we know the tip of the iceberg is this much, and below the iceberg is all of this. Well, there's only these so many actors that usually get chosen, and over again at the top, above the line. But there's all of these people below, some very, very good people below the line, but below that water level that are there for you. But most directors, producers, casters don't know how to find them. And this is a really big shame. So casting is essentially the process where actors come in, obviously, to the room. They perform in front of you to camera, and then you make choices about is this the right person. So very simply, because we only have a few minutes, there's three major things that we want to look for as directors. Now, there's a lot more, obviously, than three, but these are the key three. The first one when they walk into the room is, do they look the part? Obviously, by the time they open the door and get to where the camera is, you're going to go, oh my God, that's the person. They look the part. They look the part. So that's obviously the first physical thing, but that's not the most important thing. The next two things we want to look for are, can they take direction and do they have range? So many auditions are basically actors come in, they say it, they leave the room. They don't even do an adjustment. How are you supposed to tell if they have range or not if you don't work with them? So the key, very simply, for any director, low budget, big budget, doesn't matter, okay, is they come into the room, they have their piece, they let them do their thing first. Don't give them any notes. Don't say, okay, here, before you begin, I'd like you to do this. Don't do that. They have, as actors, they've been having the script for a day or a week, whatever it is. They're coming in with a character. Good actors will walk in the door. They've got a character in mind. Now, it may not necessarily be what you're after. They'll read the text, all right? But we know that that can shift a character. You watch that first performance, and then you make a note, and you give them your direction. You give them a different change in direction. So then you watch it, and then that's about it. That's the audition. And then they leave the room, and you make your notes. From there, you decide, is there something there? Do they have a look that I'm after? Can they take direction? Or there's just something you go, there's something magic about this person. Let's bring them to the callback. So you have your first audition. Then you go to the callback. Now, callbacks is when you bring in actors and they play with each other. Because in a callback, chemistry between actors is extremely important now. So now they come back, and maybe you can give a different scene. If you have a larger film where these are major roles, give them a different scene to read, and they'll read the scene. Now the actors, now you're doing the same thing. They come in, they do their piece, you give adjustments to each actors, and you play with them a little bit longer. You know, maybe 10, 15 minutes. They go out, you bring two other people in. And then you start to weed out all the people you don't want. To me, auditions are about eliminating the people I know just won't work. Not about choosing who I'm going to choose right now. I start to do that in the callbacks. If you have the money and the time, then a third callback is always preferable, because then you eliminate everybody else, and now you're down to, say, 2 of Jack and 2 of Jill, right? And now you're going to switch them around and really work hard to find out. And this is the proper way of casting. There's so many books in casting out there. Actors learn different processes. There is no one way, of course, to do any of this. But in my experience of casting as a director, as a producer, and also teaching casting, teaching auditions to film students, and teaching actors about casting, I find that this is the fastest and quickest way to at least find out if someone's capable of doing the role in your movie.
These adjustments, when you're giving your adjustments, particularly at the first casting call, how big an adjustment is it? And could you maybe give an example?
For me, I try to go 180 degrees opposite. And what that means is that I will give adjustments that have maybe nothing to do with the character in the script, because I want to see range. I want to see if they can take direction. So let's say that a person comes in and the scene is written as angry. They're having an argument and it's angry. And in the script, the writers, they're throwing things and they're talking and all this. Actors will read the scenes and they'll say, well, that's what's written. That's what they want to see. So they'll come in and they'll be hot and heavy and they'll do all this. Then maybe I'll give an adjustment, something to the effect of, you actually love this person, right? I'll go totally the other way. The dialogue stays the same. And so what they have to do is pull it all in now, right? And now they do the scene again. And now we see a whole complete different performance if the person is a good actor, if they've listened to me. Now, understand from a director's point of view, maybe if you have a 2-page scene, maybe only half a page will actually work with your adjustment, but that's not what I'm doing an adjustment for. I'm adjusting to see if they have range and they can take direction. That's what I'm doing, to find magic moments. If they can do this and I see something that's magic within that, I bring it to the callback. And then I work more and more on the script I'm doing. So just to go back, the audition for me is just eliminating all the people I know that just will not fit the film, and then bring to the callbacks. And the work I do is in the callbacks to find the actors right for the film that I'm doing.
How much input do you take from other people when, as the director, when you're auditioning all these actors and whatnot? How much input do you take from other people, or should you take from other people?
This is the question of the year, because in the audition you have a casting director, you also have the producer or producers, and everybody knows what's best for the movie. Everybody knows what's cast. So every time, and every director's dilemma is that you will like one actor and the producer likes the other actor. How do you work it out? Well, these are you could probably write a whole another book on just how to do that. But it's very individual. By going through all the adjustment stages, by going through the callback stages, everybody gets to see, is this the right person for the role? And then it's up to the director and producer. If you're still sitting there like this, then it's like, well, are you a TV director? Because you have to understand the politics of the business. I've done a lot of television as a director. And so the producers are the boss. They say, well, we know you like this person, but we like this person. We're choosing that person. I have no more say in it. As a director of a feature or a short film, it's all about negotiation, talking about it, showing it. It's about, if you can, bring them back, have meetings with them, put them on camera tests, whatever it is. But this is sometimes the big dilemma. So listening to other people is important, but listening to your gut and your heart is more important than here.
Great advice, Peter. I want to thank you for joining me again on Rolling Tape. And could you give your email address or any contact information that you'd like?
Sure. People can reach me at my email, which is pdm@actioncutprint.com.
Thank you so much, Peter.